Yes, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Hello, welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. My name is Lisa. I'm just turning my phone down because otherwise, if it bingity bongs, it's annoying. So yes, my name is Lisa, and we are going to start doing some tarot reading very, very, very soon. If you haven't been here before, I've got to say welcome to the channel, and I hope you are doing very, very, very well. You're pulling up with your pesto pasta. That sounds nice. I have just filmed for the other channel, for the weight loss channel. I have just filmed something I have never done in all the years that I've been on the YouTubes. So that video is going live incredibly soon. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous. I've weighed in and I've done something I've never done before. So anyway, if you want to see what that's all about, head over to the other channel. It's Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty. It will be uploaded straight after this stream. So yeah, go and check that out. A little bit nervous about it, but it is what it is. It's what I need to do. If you want to know more, you have to go and check that out over there. But anyway, that's not what we're here for here. We are going to be talking about the tarot. So first of all, some housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, please do seek out a professional in those areas. I am not a professional counselor. I am not a professional anything else. I am just a gifted amateur. No, I am just here as a tarot reader, right? I do have some experience. My hair is really annoying me. I do have some experience of counseling skills and things like that, but I am not a qualified counselor. I think I need to put a hat on, or it's just this bit here does not want to play ball at the moment. So yes, I am not a qualified counselor. You do need to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. So as per the YouTube rules, and there are two ways to get a reading. Okay, the first way to get a reading on this channel is to go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. I'll put the details on screen shortly. Here we go. Just this one. There you go. Look, buymeacoffee.com/authentic. If you go over there, you can QJump, which means you guarantee that your reading will be done and you guarantee that it's next. If, however, you want to take the risk, you can just pop your question into the live chat once I start a round, and then I will pick one at random. Okay. So that is totally random. Without my specs on, I'm nearly half blind these days. So all I do is scroll up and down with the wheelie thing on the mouse, click one of them at random, and at least sometimes it's actually somebody's question, because quite often I could be clicking on a thing that the mods have put, or clicking on a different screen, or all of the above. It's a nightmare. But yeah, so that's how things work on this channel. Now then, I have been reading tarot for 28 years. The way I read is quite individual to me. I know that there are other tarot readers and other explanations of decks and cards and things that are going to be different, but every tarot reader is different. So this is just my way of reading. If you disagree, fine, that's fine. We are all in a democracy here on the YouTubes. If you disagree with what I'm saying about a card, fine, go somewhere else, go to somebody else's channel that you do agree with. My tarot tends to be without the woo-woo, all of the fluffy. So there you go. What else? What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, I do talk about my dragons, which are elemental energies that I work with. So if you want to know more about all of the above, there's podcasts and things on the channel. So do check into all of that. Right then, a couple of other bits and pieces. I need to turn the banner off. There you go. So I'm going to pop this banner on now. There's the new banner. Thank you. Thank you very much to the members. So our Buy Me a Coffee members, Patricia, Neil, Ed, Holland, Nanette, Little Miss Budget, Renata, and of course, extra special thanks goes to my very first yearly member at the highest level, which was phenomenal, and that is to Lindy Pyra. So there you go. That is going to be running across the screen in little bits throughout tonight. I think it's a nice thing to do for the members. So yes, if you would like to know how to become a member, again, the details are over here. It starts at £3 a month. If you just want to throw some support to the channel, £5 for the members benefits and £20 a month for the super level benefits, which includes free 10 card readings and all sorts. So there you go. If you want to know more about that, do go over there and check that out. Right, let's crack on. Before I go any further though, there is a warning.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Indeed, Captain Kirk there at the end. William Shatner's perfect acting. He was perfect. Go ahead then. Let's open up a round. If you would like a reading, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and then we will start some tarot. So there you go, everyone. Go ahead and do that now. If you want to automatically guarantee your reading, you have to QJump over here. That's what you need to do. Let's start a round. Yay!
Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. This is a Tarot Tuesday. Let's see what the cards will say today.
Sorry, everyone, if you just heard that bell. I don't know quite how much time there was. You might have just heard the big bell going, because we do have the little bell for when we do the little readings, and the big bell now is to cleanse the space before I do any reading. So yes, right then, let's have a look on the comments. And let's have a little look-see. Oh, hang on, I've just seen. Thank you, Neil. Neil's just said he's popping on. He's going to leave the link to the podcast episode about Lisa's Dragons here. Thank you very much. That is wonderful. I'm going to star that so I can find it throughout the thing. And I'm going to also star. Where's the one I put on for Ed? Oh, Ed's here as well. Good evening, Ed. Thank you. Hang on. Oh God, there's loads of people in. Hang on. I've lost it. There we go. Star that one as well. So then, right, before we go any further, I'm going to say hello to who's here. Flower Beauty, Tanisha, Aqua Witch. Hello to Seti. Hi, Reese. Hello to Ed, one of the mods. Hello to Belinda Chapman. Hello, my darling. Hello to Patricia, another mod. Aqua Witch, Renata of the Craft, and brand new member. Flower Beauty. Oh, Ed again. Yay. Patricia, Reese, your scribble page. Oh, thank you very much. Right, I think that's everybody I've said hello to. Oh no, Guerrero means war. And oh, thank you, Belinda. Belinda's just popped in to say hello. She's got to go, but she just give a big thumbs up from her. No worries, my darling. Right, so then let's see who we're going to do the reading for. So it's between that comment there and those there. Right, so if I do this and click on that one, is that a random comment? Oh, it's Patricia. There's got to be a way of doing this, you know. There's got to be a way of doing this. Hang on. Right, here we go then. Up and downy, up and downy. That one. Did I just click on Patricia again? That one. Flower Beauty. Question. Oh, God. Where's my glasses? Question. Should I... Here we go. Make it blue. There we go. Should I stay in the city where I am at the moment and complete the reason for being here, or go back? Okay, let's have a look at that for you then. Right, so then everybody, keep an eye on the banner because it will pop back up again with Start Your Question when it is time to open up another round. Okay, so then Flower Beauty, I'm going to swap over to the other camera. Wispy, my darling dragon. My darling dragon. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at that. That looks nice today. Nice crisp image. So then, Wispy, we've got a message for Flower Beauty, who wants to know, should they stay in the city where they are at the moment and complete the reason for being there, or go back? What's the best advice? We've had a card immediately jump. Look, one card immediately jump. Now, the way I read, especially with Wispy, is that if one card flips or throws itself out. If it's one single card, it's your modifying card. Let me just double check that is. It's really early in the shuffle though, Wispy, but okay, there we go. Wispy knows what he wants. So then we've got the 8 of Swords, Flower Beauty, as your clarifying or modifying card. So this is really interesting. So the 8 of Swords is about truth being revealed. It is an obstacle card because for me, swords are obstacles and challenges. So it is about a truth being revealed and maybe an uncomfortable truth. But it is also reversed, which means it's something that you're not ready to face yet, my darling. So there is definitely an uncomfortable truth here. So we'll see what the cards have to say. Again, is that it? That was a bit of a waterfall drop. Did not want to end, did it? So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look. So we'll go with the situation, the obstacle, and we'll go with the how to overcome the obstacle. 2 8s reversed. Right, my darling. I think the cards are being quite clear, actually. Right, so let me just take this off the screen temporarily. So should you stay in the city where you are and complete the reason? Right. So we've got the situation where you are at the moment. We've got the Knight of Wands. Through the lens of this 8 of Swords, the Knight of Wands here is that... hang on. Oh, I've just realised I clicked off the wrong thing, didn't I? No. Brain. Hang on. Sorry, my brain's malfunctioned. That one. No. That. Right. Hang on. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. No, not that. Where's the thingy? Where's me doodah to turn that off so people can see the actual cards? Where is it? Is it this? Yay, there you go. Right. Do excuse me, professional YouTubers here, you understand. Right then, so Knight of Wands in the situation. So Wands is your confidence suit, if you like, the self-esteem, your confidence. But the Knight is that teenage rebellious energy. So there's something here saying that it's almost like, even though in your best, what would be best for you, you don't want to do it. Whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, Flower Beauty, whatever it works out would actually be the best for you, you don't want to do. It's kind of like this pig-headed, I'm going to do this no matter what, right? So we don't know yet what this is. But the situation, literally, when you look at your question, if I click back into the question section, should I stay in the city where I am at the moment and complete the reason for being here or go back? I think it's going to depend on a couple of factors, right? The situation at the moment, it feels like either... Right, hang on. Let me do this. Let me do it this way round. Flower Beauty, I'm going to ask you a question, my darling. Right, that question is, why has it gone so choppy? No, that's not the question. The question is, what's... wow, it really has dropped in quality. That's not my internet. That is YouTube, so apologies. What is keeping you where you are right now? Is it just that you don't want to admit to failure? Because the Knight of Wands does not like admitting to failure, okay? The Knight of Wands is that teenage rebellious energy. I'm coming back onto the cards. It's that teenage rebellious energy that is talking about kind of, you know, even though it might not be the right thing to do, you kind of want to stick it out. I think that if people around you are saying that it's time to throw in the towel, I think that this stubbornness is saying no, and equally vice versa. I think there's a part of you that's going, if everybody else is saying stick it out, then there's a part of you saying I want to go home. I don't think it's going to be easy if you go home, right? I think this is a card of rebellion, and this is a card of sod it, I'm doing it anyway. So I think you've still got to complete this task, especially when it comes down to the obstacle may well be financial, right? Because the 5 is, because Pentacles is finance and 5 is a term of upheaval. So if there is a money issue that is making you think it would be cheaper if I just go home, yes, it will be. But would you regret that in the long run? Would you regret what you've already spent out, what you've already achieved, giving that up in the long run? I think that was going to cause you more heartache than anything else, because the 5 in this deck is a milestone. It's a marker of what you've already achieved, and it could well be that there is still more for you to do. And yet this journey is not going to be an easy one, particularly with this as an obstacle. It's like, you know, yes, you haven't completed your task yet, but you've put a lot of work to get to where you are. But then when we look at how to overcome, we've got the 8 of Cups. Now listen, this way up, the 8 of Cups would be saying, look, you need to start the journey off towards finding the 9. Everything is leaking around you, but this is reversed. So again, it's really talking about there is a truth that is hitting home at the moment that you really, really, really need to listen to. Okay, you've given me an either or, so I'm going to do something in a second with the other deck. I'm going to literally ask an either or, but I think whatever is going on right now, the situation is really difficult. Okay, Patricia's offline. Just letting the other mods know Patricia can't get back online at the moment. So whatever is going on though, Flower Beauty, it really does feel like both of these 8s, there is a truth coming your way and it's not going to be comfortable to face. Okay, but let's see what the cards say. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to ask for some clarity, make sure I've got all the cards. Here we go. So this is the Wheel of the Year deck. Hang on. It should be that these 2 are the information cards. Yes, they are. Fantastic. Right then. So this is the Wheel of the Year deck, right? It's a very different feel deck. Very, very different everything. But what we want to do, Wispy, we want to know if this is a option A or option B, right? I'm going to give you 2 options. Option A, option B, one next door to the other, and we want to see a very clear pattern, because at the moment it feels like there's going to be some uncomfortable truths happening either way, and it feels like Flower Beauty really, really, really needs some guidance here. Stay or go. Option A is to stay and complete. Option B is to go back and think again, right? That's what we're going to do, Wispy. So option A is stay, option B is go. A, stay, B, go, right? Let's have a look. So very different deck, very different feel, very different vibe. Option A, option B, right? We've got one reversed, one upright. I don't know which is which because I can't remember. So then we've got the 3 of Cups to stay. That's all right. Another 8. Right, okay. That's not hugely useful, but you know, right. So Flower Beauty, the stay card, the 3 of Cups, this is following your heart, right? And this is following, it's going to bring wider people in, but it's reversed, which means it's a difficult thing for you to do, right? Following your heart is going to take a lot out of you. We've got the 3 maidens, the furies, the muses. There's lots of different, you know, maiden, mother, crone. There's lots of different connotations with the 3 women, the 3 dancers, all of that. But this is very much about, if you stay, as uncomfortable as it is, you will find that place. You will find your place. Your heart will be accepted. All of that, right? All of those emotions will come out. It is going to be more difficult though than if you go, because if you go and go back, you've got the 8 of Pentacles, and that is talking about the job isn't finished, but it's talking about working hard and grafting and literally building up this wealth in the background. So if the reason that is stopping you is financial, then we've got 2 8s coming in, which are talking about unknown journeys, unknown, you know, outcomes, unknown emotional effects, all of this going on. If you go, if you return back home, then it's a case of, I think financially, you're going to have to work through, maybe pay back debts and things and all of that stuff. If you stay, it's going to be tough emotionally. So there's 2 different stories going on. One is an emotional story, one is a financial story. And which kind of makes sense when you look at the cards. the emotional story, talking about confidence, we've got the knight, well, I'm going to do it anyway. And the obstacle is money. So again, I think this is all tallying, particularly because here, when we've got the how to overcome the obstacle, we've got this following your heart, but not at all extents kind of card. So hopefully that makes sense, Flower Beauty. It's saying if you stay, you're going to be following your heart, but it's a heart-led answer, right? And if you go back home, then it's about a financial loss initially that you're going to have to recover from. I can't make that decision for you. The cards are really laying it out that it's literally a head or heart decision. But hopefully that little bit of clarity will help make your decision a little bit easier. I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really, really do. It's not hugely clear because, again, I think that you're not really certain in yourself yet what the ideal solution is for you. I think there's still a little bit of should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? But literally, if you stay, what is it they say? If you stay, there will be trouble. If you go, it will be doubled. It's almost like that. It's almost like that. If you stay, there's an emotional toll to pay. If you go, there's a financial toll to pay. That's basically how it comes out. But anyway, hopefully that helps, my darling. Thank you ever so much for your question. And yeah, I'm going to move on. Thank you for your question. Right then, let's have a look in the live chat. Hang on a second. There we go. Aquawitch, you love my nails. Thank you very much, my darling. They were cut and shut job. So the purple at the ends is acrylic. The pink in the bit nearest the nail bed is my version of an infill. And then I've covered it up with a load of glitter so you can't see the join. Because I need to get them redone. But I'm doing it as if I complete my tasks this week, which are tasks like take your medication on time, take your tablets that you're supposed to take, do the things you're supposed to do, hit all of the things you're supposed to do that grown adults can do, but my ADHD brain struggles with. If I do all of those, my treat to myself is getting my nails done. So yes, thank you very much. Seti, Guerrero, this community is fantastic. Oh, it is, isn't it? Very supportive and a little bit weird. It's very weird and a little bit supportive. No, I mean, what you said. Yeah, what you said. Your phone got discharged. Oh, hopefully that's okay now. Oh, thank you, Guerrero. You like my quirkiness. I don't know what that means, but hopefully that's okay. Never have second thoughts about the spell you've cast. Exactly. You've got what you wanted, but she has to carry some of the responsibility. I don't know what that's about, but hopefully it makes sense. Right then, should we go with another question? Should we start another round? Let's have another round. So then, everybody, we're going to go again. If you would like a question, please go ahead, put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. My advice, listen, my advice, right? Because I only pick one at random as we go through. My advice is select and copy your question as is. And then when it's time, when I open up another round, if you're not selected this time round, you've already got it. All you need to do then is paste it for the next one, if that makes sense. Okay. If you don't know how to ask a question, don't know what to do, this is what you do. Okay, then let's have a look in the, hang on, let's have a look. I need to change the banner first. Let's have a look in the doodah. Right then, on the questions. Well, we've only got one question. So that's very simple then. Guerrero means war. This is your question. We only had one come in. It's just popped in. Seti, yours has just popped in. Just as I said, there's only one. Aqua Witch, you haven't asked a question, my darling. I haven't got a question. You need to put it in every round because I can't go back that far on the doodahs. I can't go back that far. But I will do Guerrero means war now, and then we'll have a look for the next one. So stay put for the next one. Right then, Guerrero means war. I see when I say Guerrero, I just think Eddie Guerrero, the wrestler, and I know I'm not even saying that right. Right then, dragons, wispy, my darling. Let's get the, oh gosh, don't knock the camera everywhere. Let's get the card cam in. Click on card cam. There we go. Fabulous. So then, wispy, my darling. Guerrero means war. Would like to know, is Derek in love with me? Is Derek in love with me? Not me. Not me. I don't know a Derek. And I'm a happily married lady. So yeah, let's not hope Derek's not in love with me. I hope so. I hope he's not. I hope he's not. That's what I'm saying. I hope he's not, because happily doodad. But is Derek in love with Guerrera? Guerrera means war. That's what we want to know, Wispy, my darling. Is Guerrera in love with no, is Derek in love with Guerrera means war? I nearly said, is Guerrera in love with Wispy means war? Do you know what? My brains are just a little bit confused. A little bit confused. So then, you're sure? Right, let's have a look. I need to get the thing off so that I don't get WhatsApp popping up. Right, there we go. So then, let's have a look. Wispy. Oh, no, that's 3 cards, Wispy. We don't do a 3 card. We do a 3 card reading, not a 3 card doodah. Right, one more round, Wispy. There you go. 2 of Cups. Ah, well, I guess that's the answer. Guerrera, you've got the 2 of Cups as flipped as your modifying card, your clarifying card. The 2 of Cups is possibly, in this deck, even more romantic than the Lovers. Even more romantic than the Lovers. This is a proper... This is like... wow, literally wow. Right, so 2 of Cups. Cups is your emotional suit. 2 is all about being tied together, but not that way. Not that way. But ties that bind. So we're talking about long-term relationships. We're talking about those positive emotions. Love, 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 love. All of the love. All of the loveliness. But I will do your 3 card. We're going to have a look at the 3 card just as well. So I think this is really good, but we'll have a look. So then, oh no, don't get picture. Hang on. Right. So then, here we go. 3 cards. 1, 6 of Wands. So this is where you are. What you need to know. Ace of Wands. So a bit of confidence, my darling, and the opportunity, patience, self-sacrifice in a way, but patience. Right. So then. Where you are romantically, we've got, you can't see it, can you? Because it's hidden on the doodah. Hang on a second. Let me hide that one. There you go. I've got to go all the way back up to there like that because I can't see it. Right. So we've got the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is talking about community. It's talking about being quite confident in yourself because we've got the lovely laurel wreath. It's a really lovely card of bringing in people around you. So I think you are quite confident. I think you've got or this could be argued that it's about Derek because you're asking about, is he in love with you? But I think this is a card that's really aimed at the pair of you because it's talking about you. There's a lot of positive vibes. There's a lot of positive growth. The 6s are all about bringing people in. So this is friends and community and all of these lovely aspects. Wands is that security aspect, but for me, security in terms of self-esteem and confidence, not bricks and mortar. So that's a really nice vibe. Okay, so the where you are now, I think you're in the right spot for that love connection. What you need to know, Ace of Wands, there is a new project which is either something that Derek's doing or something that you're doing to try and come across even more confident. So whatever that is, it's working. Okay, if you're trying to get Derek's attention because you're like, hi, look at me, hi, then it's kind of working, right? If he's been trying to do that to you to get your attention, then it's working because you're asking this question. So it feels really positive. This is a new confidence. So whether this is Derek that feels confident with you now or you with him, there's this new vibe going on. And then we've got the Hanged one. So the Hanged one is the opportunity, right? Now, normally, if hang on, I'm on the wrong screen because why am I not on the wrong screen? Because I'm always on the wrong screen, Lise. Well done. So this is what the hangman traditionally looks like, okay? Hanging upside down, tied by his foot on the tree. This hanged man in this deck is very different. It's the Hanged one, so genderless, but you can see this person is kind of in this Houdini type net, right? This webbing between 2 underwater trees or something. and they are very much underwater, but there is no danger here. Even though there's an eel and we've got all of this stuff, there is no danger because this person has chosen to be here. And there is that certain moment that, so traditionally, the card is talking about Odin hanging on the tree of life to be granted the wisdom of the runes. So this is talking about some sacrifice. So this is that moment where you are pausing and waiting until the time is right and until you know that something is the right way and the right path to follow. So this opportunity is saying that it feels like after maybe some missed opportunities, it feels like this is the right path. So again, you make all your own decisions about your own life, and if you get any red flags in relationships, you listen to your gut instinct above everything and anything else. But it certainly feels, from what the cards are saying, that this is a good time and a good opportunity to move forward into a romantic connection, because the Two of Cups for me is always a romantic connection, a bit of a connection. Hopefully, my darling, that makes some sense. Hopefully, like, Derek's not your brother or something, because, like, we ain't here for that. Let's have a look in the comments. Oh my, yes indeed, oh my. Oh, in fact, hang on, I've got an oh my. Where is it? Hang on, it's worth it.
Oh my.
So yes, indeed.
Oh my.
Absolutely. Patricia is back. Thank you, Patricia. I know, right? You had to switch everything off, unplug and reset it again. Wow, that's amazing. Derek's a Scorpio. You're an Aqua girl. What's an Aqua girl? I don't know what that means. Oh, this could be this. This could be this. You've definitely had a missed opportunity. You used to work together and you ended up leaving for another position. That's a good thing then. That is a good thing, right? That is a very good thing, because if you're working together, there are H&R rules, right? There's all of that. There's rules about having romantic relations in the workplace. So once you've taken that out of the equation, then you are free to go ahead and do it. So there's definitely a connection there that would be worth following up on, is what I would say. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get together, be happily ever after, and get married and invite us to your wedding. But, you know, if you do, that's great. But it does definitely look like there is a connection there. It doesn't mean that Derek is free. It doesn't mean he's not involved with someone else. It just means that there is that Two of Cups connection. And especially if you've been waiting for a while, that Hanged One card, that could be really interesting. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I tell you what, let's have a like spike. Thank you, Patricia. I've written down like spike, but it's on a board all the way up there and I can't even read it. So then, everybody, what we want to have is a glorious like spike. Okay, if you don't know what a like spike is, it's that ridiculous thing that YouTubers say when they're like, hit the thumbs up button. Go ahead, do it now. Do all the YouTubey things. Hit the thumbsy uppy. So I'm going to say the same. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. That would be glorious. No, give it until I'm victorious. Oh, what I need is a computer thing, don't I? I need to do a thing where I go computer and then she does a thing and changes all the colors. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. Right then, we'll do that one day. Somebody on the back end, can you let me know? Because I can't see it on my screens. But can somebody that's got access to the numbers, can you tell me how many likes we've got now? Because we've got like 10 or 11 people. They keeps jumping around. So there's a few people watching, but it doesn't tell me how many likes I've got. Even if I go back into the old, like, back in the YouTube. So what likes are we on, my darling? What likes? How many likes have we got? While you do that, oh, Aquawitch, bear with just 1 second. You love your crone energy, just sometimes you feel drained. Well, this is the difference, my darling. Crones need sleep. Crones need sleep. 9 likes, so we've got 11 watching. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, 10 now. Thank you. Yay, glorious like spike. Right then, let's have another round. This has already happened. You clicked the button before I even joined the live. Thank you, Renata. Thank you, my darling. Right, let's open another round. So if you would like a question, how would you get a question? I've said it several times, but I will always say it again. All you need to do is put your doodah in the doodah. That sounds so bad. Put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, okay? Go ahead and pop that in now. If you don't know, you can also QJump by going across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic to guarantee your reading is next, guarantee you are chosen, and get yourself a longer reading. It's about a 6 or 7 card reading normally. So if you want that, you can opt in for that. If not, go ahead and put it into the live chat right now. We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! Indeed, what will your card say? Right then, I am going on the doodah. So here we go. Scrolling up and down, scrolling up and down. I don't know where they start. So hopefully this is about the right place. Up, down. No, that clicked off the screen and I'm way back up here now. Hang on. Right. There we go. 1, 2, 3, click. Who's this? Can't read it. Seti. Seti. Hello. I didn't know you put a question. Seti, hang on a second. Hang on. Can't read. The glasses on. You cast a spell. Okay, hang on. You cast a spell to make your cousin move, to make my cousin move away if her behavior wasn't going to change. Now she's been evicted and has to move. Was this because of your spell? What do you think? What the hell do you think? Yes, be careful casting. This is why, right? I'm going to answer your question with the cards, but this is why you got to be careful, because there are, well, there's lots of stories that I will never tell, but there are stories that I could tell about times where I've cast inappropriately and things have happened that I wasn't actually intending to happen, which taught me a very big lesson in life. But all I'll say is be careful when you cast, because it's like many a true word said in jest. So, which I believe very, very firmly. Right, I'm swapping cameras. There you go. Look at the side of my desk. My ring, my hagstone, my lighter for my candles, all the usual gubbins. And my dragon. Oh, my little dragon. This was a gift from Patricia, my lovely mod. And it's got my pendulums in. And we've got another dragon stone. There's all sorts of dragons all over the place. Right. Hang on. I need to change the banner, because otherwise people will try and put a reading on while that banner's in place. And it doesn't work. There we go. Fantastic. So then, Wispy, what we have is an interesting question, Wispy. So, Reese, otherwise known as Fetty the Red Cap, otherwise known as Fermat, would like to know. He cast the spell to make his cousin move away if her behaviour wasn't going to change. So she's now been evicted, and we want to know, was this because of the spell? Was this because of the working that Seti the Red Cap did? And then the other part of the question, whoa, Emperor. It's reversed, Seti, but don't worry about that. That absolutely categorically yes, right? I don't think you quite thought that it would, and I think you second guess all of your workings, because I don't think you think the magic works, but it does categorically. Reason I'm saying that is the Emperor's reversed. So the Emperor is the authoritative, arguably the most authoritative in a political realm that is in the tarot deck. Okay, so you've got the Empress, you've got the Emperor. The kings of the deck on the 4 suits answer to the Emperor and Empress. Arguably, you've got the High Priestess and the Hierophant that deal with the sort of spiritual side, but political leadership, this is as high as you can go. And yes, the Emperor's reversed, but that is talking more about self-doubt and doubting that ability. But the authority never leaves the Emperor, even when he's doubting, when the Emperor doubts themselves, even at the most uncertain, that authority is still in place. So the answer is very, very, very firmly yes. But we're going to pull your cards and see if we can get a little bit more information. So we'll go with, is this, so the question was, is this for both of our highest good? Was this working, which we've had confirmation of? Was this working for both their higher good? Okay, so this is the situation, Page of Cups. So a lot of immaturity going on. The obstacle was the 8 of Pentacles. Again, lots of work, lots of struggle, lots of effort, not a lot of change. And the outcome is the 10 of, or how to overcome it was the 10 of Swords. So Page of Cups. In the situation, yeah, lots of youthful energy around. So I don't know how old your cousin is, but they're acting like a kid, basically. Page of Cups is quite innocent. Pages are naive. Cups is your emotional suit, and this is reversed. So it's not you, it's coming from external. So this will be your cousin. I don't know how old your cousin is, but they were acting like a bloody grown-ass child. Do you know what I mean? They were acting like a child, and this is all what all of that connects to. So the pages is that very child-like energy, not necessarily childish, not selfish, not like the teenage night energy, but this is still that really sort of just uncaring, unthinking, that sort of vibe. With the obstacle, we've got the 8 of Pentacles. That was reversed. This is reversed. So the 8 of Pentacles, Pentacles for me is work, career, finances. So there's definitely a financial element here. But there's also this element of, because the 8s are kind of on the way to completion, it's still talking about lots of work to do, lots of things to still accomplish. So in this case, I think that your cousin was basically a bit of a lazy fucker, to be honest, because it doesn't feel like they were doing all the work that they should be doing all the tasks they should be doing. So whatever reason they've been evicted, it will be financial, or because they weren't keeping the place clean, or because they weren't, you know, the general day-to-day upkeep wasn't happening. Because the 8 here is talking about doing all of the jobs that need doing all of the work, all of that effort. It's very much that earth energy, that material energy that comes into play. And then how to overcome this, in other words, how to get this person to move forward from this sticking point. We've got the 10 of Swords, which is a very big, short, sharp shock. A very big, short, sharp shock. Short, I can't even say it. Short, sharp shock. Short, sharp shock. Short, sharp shock. Shit, shower, shave. No. Short, sharp shock. Never been able to say that properly. But the 10 of Swords is that sort of card where you can see literally the bird has been killed. There is the egg, but the egg has got new life. So there is new life, but this is that absolute end. Like it had to, the line had to be drawn in the sand. It's like there was no way round unless this happened. This was never going to change and continue. So when you're asking, was this both for the higher good? It taught a lesson. Whether it's for the higher good, I think is yet to be seen. I think you taught the lesson that needed to be taught. Put it that way, right? As a liminal witch, I don't necessarily believe that there is always, you know, and it be right and good for everybody. It can't, right? She's been evicted or he's been evicted. Hang on, we're going to change. Oh yeah, she's been evicted, right? So she's been evicted. So that is not in her best interest. Her best interest would be to come into a fuck ton of money, keep the flat and not have to do any of the work, pay someone else to do it. But the lesson, that lesson would never be taught that way. So this is why this card is talking about the lesson was learned. And from a working perspective, you made sure that lesson was learned and it's been learned. It's now up to your cousin to take that knowledge forward and not mess up again. Because this this whole scenario is basically fuck around and find out, right? Which, as a liminal witch, I absolutely adore, because it is that element of, you know what, I will support everybody, but if you try and fuck with me, I will defend myself. If you try and fuck with the people I love, I will defend myself. Just don't do that. I don't want to have to do that. So don't do that. Do you know what I mean? And this is that same sort of vibe. So I hope that helps, my darling. The answer is yes, it was you. And yes, it taught the lesson that needed to be taught. So I hope that helps. Right, let's have a look at the doodah. Oh, come on. Why is my camera not swapping back? There we go. This camera is a little bit cloudy today as well. I do apologize. Let me have a look. So, la 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 la. Oh yeah, Seti, sorry, you were timed out for use of the God word. We don't like that word on this channel, because people quite often go, God says this, God says that. So it's timed out for that reason. So apologies for that. But that is not Road Dog, that's a wrestler. That is Nightbot. Yes, Nightbot doing that. So yeah, it is that word. So sorry about that. It's an Egyptian divine servant. That's okay. You tried to help her, but she kept hurting and wouldn't change. Nope, that's it. There you go. You got your answer. You got it spot on. The lessons were learned. Hopefully she'll make some different life decisions next time round. I don't mean next life. I mean, you know, in life in general. Hopefully that will make... Thank you. Hopefully that'll make some changes. I love, by the way, I love that now I've got the new lighting just there, and it's lighting up the ratty cage. I love that you can see them running around, because it's so wonderful, isn't it, Mr. Tui? Yes, that's Tui up there. Look, just there. Just no, there. That's Tui. He's going to go in his little house up there in a minute. But yes, hello. Right. Anyway, getting distracted by my lovely ratties, my fur babies. Right, let's have another round. Shall we have another round? In fact, to tell you what, my hair's annoying me today. I think I need a haircut, but I like my hair down, but it gets in my face like that. So if I put these on my head and put these on as my glasses, because these are actually the ones I'm prescribed, that's better. But then I just look like I'm a celebrity. Hey, look at me, I'm Bono or something. Bono, whoever. Anyway, right, let's do another round. Be careful what you ask for. Exactly, my darling, exactly. And be careful what you magic. Be careful what you work for. Be careful what spell you cast. All of my glasses are filthy because I have this awful habit of leaving them on top of my head, and then all my hair products get covered in my glasses. But I'll tell you what, shall we open up another round? I think we should. By the way, the video on the other channel is going live straight after this, because I haven't uploaded it yet. So probably about 9:30, to be honest, once it's finished doing the doodahs. I'm going to be filming some stuff on this channel on a new weight loss journey. And I'm going to be filming some magical aids to try and help me on that journey. So I've been doing a little bit of research. I've got more research to do, but I'm going to be doing it. So I will be casting and showing you everything that I do on this channel to try and support that new weight loss journey. So yeah, watch this space, I guess, will be the words. Right then, let's get another, see what I mean? It just goes, whoop. So then let's have a little look-see. Don't feel bad, Seti. You did what needed doing. That's cool. Renata, be careful. Spells can come back 3 times. Some people believe that. Some people don't. I don't necessarily believe that, but you know, each to their own. I believe generally in karma. If you're a decent person, you get decent things happen, but not necessarily the 3 times rule. I think that's there could be a whole podcast episode about that and the initial Wiccan rules. But anyway, let's go on with some tarot. So if you would like a reading, how would you get a reading on this channel? There are 2 ways. The first way, the easiest way, is to go straight across to buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic, where you can buy a QJump. That gets your reading up next, and it means your reading is guaranteed. However, If you don't want to do that, you can put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will then grab one of them at random. Now, it is random. I literally scroll up and down with the mouse until I hit one. Invariably, I will hit several other buttons before I grab a reading. But if you would like a reading, those are the two options. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's a handy dandy little video. Go ahead and get your options in, get your questions in right now. What will your card say? Sorry, I was just playing with the ratty. I know, right? Playing with your ratty. I'm sure that's a euphemism for something. Anyway, never mind, Lisa. Shut up. Move on. Right, let's have a look. Have you popped your questions in? I hope you popped your questions in. But let's have a little look-see. Let's have a little look-see. La, 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 la. Oh, hang on. Have we got any questions? I've got... Oh, it looks like I've got one question in. Oh, no. Excuse me. No problem, Flower Beauty. I'm glad you liked it. Lalima Sony. Hi and welcome to the channel. I think it's the first time you've been here, but thank you very much for your question. I'm going to do your question next. I'm just going to answer some of these comments because we've got some comments. Spell done, move on, forget it. Absolutely. You didn't know spells actually worked. Oh god, yes, spell. Oh. Flower Beauty, have a look at my back catalogue on the actual channel because there is some spell workings I've done. There is going to be a lot more coming up. I'm not saying when because you know me and Fibro, and I always say this video is coming up this week and then it doesn't. But tomorrow there is a video coming up on this channel with a brand new tarot deck that I have reviewed. That was £3. So that video is coming tomorrow. I can say that because it's already scheduled. But there will be more magical, witchcrafty, spell casting videos coming up. Not necessarily in numbers, but in intensity. Yeah, I do believe that karma is a very real thing, and I think it works far different to how most people do. So right then, Lalima Sony, you were the first question. Fitzen, hold on to your question until the next round. It'll be about 6 minutes time, 7 minutes time, something like that. And I agree with Necronil here. Look, don't feel bad, Seti. You tried everything else first, which is important. Absolutely. Mundane before magic, as we always say. Maybe next time be a bit more specific in your intention if there are ways you don't want it to manifest. Exactly. This is why if anybody is creating an egregore, a servitor, or a thought form in general, you've got to really program it like a computer program. So if you imagine how much scripting goes into computer programming, you know, if this equals this, then do this and do that. If the person moves a mouse this way, character has to walk and follow these steps. All of that, imagine that amount of programming going into a spell. It shouldn't be, you know, by the knot of one, my spell's begun. It shouldn't be that simple. It can be, but generally speaking, if you're wanting to alter somebody else's life in any way, you've got to sit down and make some really big and difficult decisions. And there's ethical questions and everything else. So you've got to make sure you can live with whatever the outcome of that is. And sometimes the outcome can be incredibly difficult, basically. Right then, so we are going on with, well, where is it? Where's the question? I've just linked. Oh. Bear with. I linked it, I clicked it, and then it didn't do it. Lalima Sony, I'm trying to go back and find it. Right, I did click it. There we go. Thank you very much. Right, on the blue screen. So, Wispy, Lalima Sony, hopefully I'm saying that right as well, my darling. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Lalima Sony would like a question. So, it's they're a brand new subscriber to the channel. So we would like, Wispy, a lovely question answering, please. So what we would like to know is, Oh gosh. We would like to know Nikhil's future actions towards Lalima Sony. Okay, Lalima Sony. We want to know Nikhil's future actions towards them. Oh, we've had a card jump through. It's the Queen of Cups. So for me, the Queen of Cups is always about emotions. The Queens are a person of authority. So somebody that could be motherly energy, grandmotherly energy, aunt energy. It's kind of like it's not yourself. It's like the next level up. So we'll bear that in mind as we go through your three cards. So then let's have a quick look. So Lalima, let's go for the where you are now. Oh, the Emperor. So is Nikhil a person in authority? Because we've got two authority figures. That's interesting. And then we've got the Tower, another major card. Okay, that's the obstacle. And then we've got the High Priestess. Wow, you've got three major arcana cards and a Queen. That is important. Right, okay, so then let's have a look. We've got the Emperor. Now, this is what the Emperor looks like in a more standardized deck. A bit cartoony version, but it's standard. So you can see the Emperor sat on the throne with their orb thing. What's it called? Hang on. My brain just remembered it. It's called... Oh, what's it called? Scepter. Thank you. They've got their scepter in their hand, okay? This version of the Emperor's got... the crown is actually some, like, ram horns. And it's talking about the authority, the planner, because this Emperor's got blueprints, and you can see they've got their tools, masonry tools, screwdriver, measuring, nails, pencils. So this is talking about the Emperor as a builder, as the person that's in charge. Okay, so it's very much about a position of authority, and this is the situation that you are in at the moment. So it could, when I say your situation, because you're asking about what Nikhil's actions are, it could be that Nikhil is in this position of authority. Does that make sense? Hang on a second, I'm on the wrong screen again. So bear with the Tower. Hang on. Gotta find the number. Oh, come on. I can't pick it up with these nails. So the Tower is a card. This is in your what you need to know situation. Okay, so the Tower is a card that is, as you saw, normally it's a tower. This time it's a house that has been hit from lightning, and normally you see people escaping. In this case, we've got the people that have escaped. They're already outside looking at the house burn down. So this is a cataclysmic change. Okay, this is an unexpected change. This is the rug being pulled out from under you, but this can also be seen as something that changes the fundamentals of a situation. Okay, and when this is what you need to know, especially with this Queen of Cups, I think there is somebody else involved in this picture. Okay, so this could be Nikhil's mother or aunt or grandmother type energy. This could also be a wife, or somebody like that. So it could be a wife that is already in the picture. It definitely feels like all is not as clear as it's made out to be, especially with what you need to know. So it almost feels like, and again, you make all your own decisions about your own life, tarot's for entertainment purposes only, but it almost feels like if they've been leading you along a little bit, or kind of saying, oh, I've got an interest, it may be that they're not as free as they're letting on. Okay, just bear that in mind, because we've also got, this would be your opportunity card, and we've got a High Priestess in the way, if you like. So this is the reversed High Priestess. So that's what she normally looks like, sat between the two pillars. This High Priestess, again, you can see her sat between the two pillars on a much lower throne. But look what the High Priestess has. She's got a little box of secrets. A little box of secrets, right? What is she going to unveil? Now, if it was this way up, the High Priestess often talks about spirituality. You can see the moon phases. So she talks about a higher spiritual connection. She talks about that intuitive element. But with this reversed in the opportunity, I think this is knowledge. I think this is a secret. And I would not be surprised if there wasn't either a wife or an ex-wife playing still in the picture, or whether this was a mother figure for Nikhil who is interfering in your relationship or in your connection. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going, oh no, don't be with that Lilimo, no, but it's almost like they're in the ear. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, actually, you know, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to do that? But there's definitely something happening where in the what you need to know, all is not as it seems. All is not as it seems. These foundations are not solid. There is something here. You've built this tower. You've built this idea in your head of where things can go, and it's all going to come crumbling down. But there is good in that, because it will clear the air. It will clear the situation, so that once this has passed, whether that means once the wife is completely gone or the truth comes out, or once you move on from Nikhil, once that's all happened, you're in a whole new free situation. It's like this is a difficult bit of knowledge to be revealed, but once it is revealed, A, there's no going back, but B, it will get better once you know the truth. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, my darling, I'm going to swap to the other camera. No, yes, I am. There, that one. There we go. It's still a little bit choppy on the stream, isn't it? I've got the Ethernet connected, so it isn't my connection. At least it shouldn't be. Hang on. There we go. Is that better? That's a little bit better. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully that helps, Lalima. It totally resonated. Ah, thank you, my darling. Thank you. Let's have a look. Thank you, Neil. Neil's put a wonderful link in. Look, that is the podcast link to all of our podcasts. We talk about magic and all sorts. Oh, Flower Beauty, that's a really interesting question. Let me just have a look. Is wishing someone something bad if they've really hurt also a spout? It can be. And does it manifest? It can do. You know the phrase, be careful what you wish for? That is very, very true, right? And in terms of, right, if you just say, so put it this way, words also have power, right? Put it this way. If you're driving and someone cuts you up and you go, oh, F you, mother effer, it's not going to do anything. If you go, I hope you crash, do you actually hope they crash? Do you actually, for somebody cutting you up, is that enough for you to cause potentially life-threatening damage to their vehicle, people in it, the people they're going to hit? Is that what you actually intend? Because if it is, then by saying it and putting your intent into it, that can have an effect on the universe. If it's just, oh, I hope you crash, what a bastard, then the universe sort of knows the difference. It's all about the intent, okay? And quite often we all say things, we all, witches, workers, non-magical folk, we all say things in the heat of a moment that we don't mean. However, saying something in the heat of a moment that you put a lot of intent and power and magic behind, that can have really, really, really serious consequences. So they were inconsistent on and off, maybe dealing with others. Yes, I think they were, Lalima. I think they were. So anyway, thank you for that, my darling. Yay. Okay, Ed, thank you very much for popping in and saying hi. But yeah, thank you. Exactly. Even good wishes might not be what they need. If you say to someone, how about this, right? How about this for a scenario? I know we're getting off the subject, but this is a witchcraft channel. So how about this? How about if you wish somebody doesn't feel pain anymore? That's a really good thing, isn't it? What if you say to someone, oh, I know you're limping a bit there. You're in a bit of pain with your hip. Oh, I'm really sorry. You know, I'll do a special spell and I'll remove some of the pain, right? Just imagine a universe where that is possible. And you do that working and you take away some of that person's pain. So say their pain was at an 8 out of 10 and you drop it down to a 4 out of 10. That's a good thing, isn't it? Yay. You've done a really lovely thing for that person because you've reduced their pain threshold. But if that person's pain being at an 8 was meaning that they weren't overdoing it. They weren't working too hard. They weren't walking too much, carrying things, climbing upstairs every single day, because the pain was stopping them, right? Yes, the pain was stopping them, but it might also have been preventing them from further damage, because you haven't fixed the problem with the hip in this scenario. You've just stopped the pain. And it's the same reason why pain meds are sometimes not the best of ideas, because they can mask things, right? The same with this spell. So you've done this spell, that person's pain is down at a 4. They then are climbing stairs like nobody's business, walking backwards and forwards. Oh, I feel so much better. I walked into town, got me shopping, walked back, did everything. I feel so much better. But actually what they're doing is they're grinding the hip bone in the socket and wearing that bone down, and it's just getting ground away to nothing. When they start feeling that pain again, it's because what would have then been a 10 is only a 6, so that person carries on. Is that good for that person? Question mark. Probably not. So even a good meaning spell, even a working, as I call them working, because I hate the word spell, because it's like Prislam Melectum or whatever it is that Harry Potter says. I think I've only seen one of the films all the way through. But anyway, that spell in good meaning, in good heart, then causes that person to have longer term health issues than it would be if you just left them to it. You can maybe wish that the doctors help, the doctors find some cures, or that medicine helps, or that they, you know, their appointment isn't delayed 3 more months. That sort of thing, really useful. This is why magic's so finicky and so thought after, and it's why a lot of the magic books I have some issues with, some of the spell books, because they don't go into any of that. But anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Right then, it's time for some more tarot. Yes, oh yes, Neil's just put that in the chat. May you live in interesting times. Yeah, exactly. It was a Pratchett passive aggressive curse, but I think was it actually something genuinely? I know it was Clatchian, but I can't remember. Anyway, let's move on with some readings. Her Highness, good evening. I've seen you put a question in, but I don't read them until we do the round, because otherwise it gets really, really complicated. So then it is time for another round. Let's go ahead and get some questions. So how do you get a question on this channel? I tell you what, I'm putting the ticker tape on the bottom of the screen, and also I'm going to play this really useful video that will help. So if you want to get a question answered on this channel, there are 2 ways of doing it. What are those 2 ways? I'm going to tell you now. There we go. So then get your questions in. If you haven't done already, get your questions in now. I will give you, if you've already posted a question, you have to post it when I open up a round, because otherwise I won't see it. I can't go back in the chat. So if you've already asked a question and I didn't pick it at random, do please put it back in the chat, okay? It's really important. I can't go all the way back. And we've tried on this channel to do things where we capture the word question, blah, 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 and none of that is working. So this is the only way that we can do it to make it totally fair, okay? So go ahead and put it in now. Start your question with the word question, or go over to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necro Neil. Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the witchy community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com.
Okay, so then we're going to scroll up and down, scroll up and down, scroll up and down, scroll up and down. We are going, hang on, I was on the wrong blooming screen then. Scroll up and down. We're going with this one. Aqua Witch. Where's my glasses? Aqua Witch, good evening. Question. Can I go to America next year? I'm sure you've asked this question before, my darling. I'm trying to get a student visa and meet him, tourist. Can we be a good match? So there's two questions there. I'll tell you what, we'll just see what the cards say. We'll see what the cards say. I'm sure you've asked about the America trip before then, my darling, but let's have a look. So then, Wispy, we've got, hang on, get rid of that screen. We've got Aqua Witch, who wants to know, can they go to America next year? They're trying to get a student visa to meet the tourist. And is the tourist going to be a good match? Ooh, I don't know why, but I'm instantly getting red flag vibes. Aqua Witch. I think we've had this question before. Let me have a look. We'll have a look and see what the cards say. Oopsie. Oh, actually, no, look. Oh, what the fuck? What did I say about red flag? What did I say? Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? Really? Okay. Okay. I guess we have to do this then. Computer. Red alert. Red alert. Oh, there we go. I don't know whether you could hear the alarm going then, but all of my lighting's changed to red. Aqua Witch. I believe that we've discussed this person before. Look at this red flag. Literally. So instantly, right? Instantly, my gut instinct is saying, please listen to everything that is saying this King of Wands is a red flag, right? My gut is saying that. The card literally jumped out the deck. It's the only one in this entire deck that has a red flag on it. The only one, right? The only card that has a red flag in this entire deck. Like, it isn't a thing that the cards have. It just isn't. It's the only one, right? And it's the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is an incredibly arrogant, if not confident, but also quite arrogant king, right? It's got the fire element here. It's very, very, very on its own. It's not great, okay? But let's go ahead. I said I'd ask the cards. So we'll go ahead. We'll ask Wispy about this visa. So then, Wispy, the visa situation. Let me just shuffle again, because I flicked through and I know where some of the cards are. So we'll just flick through again so that I don't know. What's this? 7 of Swords. Things are missing. Obstacles, challenges. Look, we've even got a broken egg. Money. Taking, stealing. Oh, please don't let this be a scammer, Aqua Witch. I know this is somebody you've been talking to online, isn't it? Please don't let them be a scammer. Right, let me have a look. Yeah, and for some reason, I don't know. Oh, because you said the G word. Because you said this. That's why, that is why. Oh, hang on. Did I star your question? I thought I did, because it was on the blue. There we go. That's why Nightbot's kicked off. But yeah, right. Let me click on the other screen. There we go. Right. So visa. Wispy wants to know about the visa. Is Aqua Witch going to be able to go to America next year on a student visa? Is that going to be possible? Let's have a look. Page of Swords. Right. Okay. Situation. It's reversed. It doesn't look likely. Swords is, I mean, I love the fact this shadow looks like they're walking off the point of a sword. It is talking about knowledge, though, so that's possibly a good thing. But I think there's a certain amount of naivety here, my darling. I honestly do, because Pages is that very young energy. Swords is trouble and strife, as you know. Oh, talk about money. Yeah, so financial element, the Knight of Pentacles. Financially, are you able to afford it, Aqua Witch? Because I don't know whether you need to have bursary, not bursary. What's it called where you go to college for free? When you get a thing in the States, they go, oh, you've won a scholarship. There you go. So I don't know whether this is like a scholarship situation. But, oh. So knights are the teenage energy, okay? Knights are the ones that rush in where angels fear to tread. So please be careful because there is a financial element here. That's the situation. This is the obstacle. So the obstacle is a financial obstacle. And how do we overcome it? With the sun. Okay. Okay. So the sun is talking about growth and lots of lovely things like that. So as the way to overcome, it would be talking about maybe looking towards like maybe growing your own financial situation. So that I think the stumbling block is this finances. In terms of a visa, it's listen, it's possible, right? It is possible. The sun is a really a really positive, card overall. It's a really positive card. It's talking about lots of lovely growth, lots of, children are normally in there. We've got that remembrance of like the sunflower, reminder of the sunflowers. We've got this element of, without the sun's energy, nothing on planet Earth grows. We need the sun's energy to exist, all of that. So there's lots of positivity here as how to overcome, but it's overcoming the obstacle, which is money. So if that is going to be an issue, I think you need to really, really sort out the financial element first. So if the reason you're going is because you're going to get a much better education, then that's possible. But that card here, that situation, this reversal, that it feels like something is being kept from you or something isn't being fully revealed, because we've got the swords, which is your obstacle, because this is reversed, and because we've got the knowledge link. So there's something here that isn't being fully revealed, you're not fully aware of yet. In the obstacle, it's financial, and it's almost this element of the rebellious knight is doing that thing of, it'll be fine, we'll sort it out when we get there. You can't do that in a country that doesn't have a free healthcare system. You can't do that in a country that doesn't have, like, as bad as universal credit is, a safety net for people. There are so many people that go to America or go from parts of America to the big cities and end up homeless and, pulled into illegal activities and things that they would never want to be in because of the situations they find themselves in financially. And that's not just in America, it's the same across the world, any large city. And the way to overcome it is to shine a light, is to gain your own growth in terms of everything. So in terms of your financial stability, in terms of your knowledge base, uncovering what this page is, what this obstacle here is, and also get some better knowledge here. In terms of the relationship, we've got red flags here with the Taurian. And the Seven of Swords, I would have said, is for this. And again, it's talking about their things being missing, potentially things being stolen, so money being an issue as well. And just it not being what it says it is. It's like it's a nest made out of bloody sharp blades. So please, Aquawitch, please be careful on this. It doesn't feel very... It doesn't feel very optimistic. Hang on, I'm just swapping the cameras again because it's acting up. There we go. So hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. I know it's not what you want to hear. I know it's not. But yeah, hopefully that's okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So then let's have a look. Oh, hang on. He's your friend and he's supporting you for 3 years. Financially, like what does he stand to gain? I'm not saying that there aren't well-meaning philanthropists out there that support young teenage girls in other countries. Oh, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but normally there's all sorts of strings attached, and there's all sorts of strings that aren't made obvious. So again, look at the red alert, look at the red lighting everywhere. Ooh, just please be careful, my darling. Seriously, honestly, please be careful. Yeah, just be careful. The cards are what they are. You make all your own decisions about your own life, my darling. And what I would say is every single one of us had to learn, and had to learn the hard way. Hopefully, all of us that are here having learned some hard lessons, that's fine because we got through those. But what about the people that learned the lessons the super hard way? Do you know what I mean? Please be careful, my darling. Please be careful. And that's all I'm going to say on that. But yeah, please be careful. You saw what the cards had to say. Okay, right then. Let's have a look. Yes. Tanisha, good evening, Tanisha, my darling. What's wrong with the word God? Nothing's wrong with the word God. It depends on the context. And the thing is, the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, doesn't understand the context. So whether you type, oh my God, I agree, or whether you go, you're going to burn in hell because God hates witchcraft and tarot is Satan's work and God will punish you and God hates LGBTQers and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? There's a difference in the context, and unfortunately, YouTube's algorithm doesn't understand the context. So Nightbot blocks all those words for me, because there's been quite a few times before we had that on there where we'd get attacked by the fundamentalists. So yeah. Anyway, let's have a look. So people opposed to our way of thinking disrupt their lives. Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, we know who we are. We don't need reconverting. Exactly. So yeah, so it isn't about anybody. Like, we've got some lovely Christians here, lovely Christians, and they are open-minded people. It's about the fundamentalists, and unfortunately there's fundamentalists in lots of fields, but that isn't a conversation for today. You did get guidance, my darling, and I hope that helps. I really do. Right then, let's go ahead and do another round. What have we got? 24 minutes past 8, so we've got 36 minutes left. We'll probably get 3 more in, maybe 4 at a push. So if you would like a reading, please go. Oh, no worries, Tanisha, my darling. I hope you're doing all right, my darling, as well. I really do. If you would like a reading, what do you need to do? Well, we've said it several times. What you need to do is go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, or go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can QJump. What have I just said? I don't remember. Good job I made a video. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look at the questions then. Right, there's a few here. So here we go. I'm going to scroll. So I always pick them at random, largely when I haven't got my glasses on my face. I don't mean just on my head. I mean on my eyes, because I can't see bugger all. So I'm just scrolling up and down with the pinwheel thing here. And I'm not even looking. And we're just going to click on that one. Tanisha! Oh, Tanisha! Hello. How will my health be? We can't. I can't answer that because we can't do medical questions. We can't do medical advice. But what I can do is we'll do a general reading for the next few weeks. Okay, past, present, future reading. We'll do a general one for you, my darling. We can't be that specific in terms of health. It's one of the few areas that we just can't do, my darling, because, and there is a reason behind it, because quite often people will say, oh, well, Lisa said, you know, everything's looking positive in the future, therefore I don't have to go to the doctors. Well, no, because maybe what I was seeing was the results of the doctor's appointment, and by me giving you that advice, it changes, you know what I mean, it changes the meaning. So yeah, anyway, let's have a look. I'm going to swap cameras Just bear with me 1 second. Right then, let's have a look. Oops, there we go. Right then. Hang on, I need to get out of red alert. Computer, stand down, red alert. There we go. Fabulous. So they're all, look. If I show you very quickly, it's all green. Right then, there we go. So Wispy, our lovely Tanisha, who you've read for a few times over the years. Tanisha would like to know what the future is going to be like, if that makes sense. What the future is going to be like. So let's have a look. Don't forget, if you've asked a question, hang on in there. We've got space for, I think, 2 or 3 more readings. I do grab them at random, so you do need to pop your question every time we open up a round. So we've got those videos that tell you how to do it. When you see one of those, oh, King of Wands again, but this time it's reversed. Right, Wispy, thank you. So this isn't obviously romance. Okay, so King of Wands, somebody around you. What does the King of Wands mean in a non-romantic relationship? So Wands is all about your sense of security, self-esteem, confidence, all of that. The King is normally somebody who is quite up in that, quite high up, quite authoritative, but also it's somebody who can come across as a bit arrogant, a bit shouty, because they're in a position of command. Does that make sense? So I don't know whether there's anybody around you at the moment, or whether this could be a person in authority. So if there are any health issues, because I know that was your initial question, if there are any health issues, then maybe double check with the doctors. Just double check, because it could be, sometimes this can come up if something is missed, like there isn't the full knowledge there. If you've had an appointment recently or checkup recently, it could be that something's been missed. So maybe just double check. Or if you're due for a checkup, maybe booking for a checkup. Right. So past, Page of Cups. Is this just repeating the cards that we've just had? Page of Cups. In the present, oh no, the King of Pentacles. And for the future, the Six of Cups, right? So there's an emotional journey going on here. So Page of Cups, pages are quite youthful energy, Tanisha, so quite young energy. Now that doesn't mean it's for a child. It can be quite childlike, not childish. And I do say there's a difference. So childish is throwing tantrums and you don't get what you want, you're going to kick up a fuss. Childlike is that innocence, that naivety, that sort of, wow, look at the world. How do rainbows work, mum? All of that. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference. But this is reversed, which means this almost feels like there's been a time recently where you've kind of, I don't want to say you've had to grow up a bit emotionally, but you've had to grow up a bit emotionally, right? You've learned some lessons emotionally that kind of, that, if I say it took the harsh edges off you, no, it took the rosiness out of that innocence. Does that make sense? So it's like, instead of everything being, oh, everything's wonderful, flowers and unicorns and rainbows and la, 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 la. Instead of it being like that, it's kind of like a bit more of a realistic approach to the world. Does that make sense, Tanisha? I hope that makes sense. And it's very much in the romance or relationship type field. It's in the emotional field. In the present, we've got this King of Pentacles. Now, interesting, you've got this king here. This is upright. So King of Pentacles is talking about more work, relationship, finance based. So it's much more talking about money, career, that sort of earth type energy. So that materialistic things. So again, when we're looking at from a health perspective, even though we don't answer medical questions, from this sort of card, we're looking more at the grounded. at keeping yourself centered, so at keeping yourself maybe a little bit of things like counseling support or things like that that are, how can I put it, that just keep you grounded, keep you solid, keep your feet on the ground. And in terms of health, maybe that's looking at, you know, how you are actually doing rather than Googling and looking at WebMD and all of that stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's about taking the practical way forward. Now, if there is somebody in your life that identifies as male, or like a father figure, husband figure, you know, potential something down the line, then that could be why we're getting these two kings coming up, because we did say this was be more of a general reading. So there could be something there. But again, do just bear in mind, I think there is something here for you to keep looking at, especially, I'm not sure where you are. Thank you, Patricia. Lady V, I'll double check that in a second. If so, then you'll be next, my darling. Just pop your question into the live chat. When I'm doing a reading, I can't see the live chat, Lady V, so I don't know whether you've posted that in already, but pop your question in the live chat and I will find it in a second once I've done Tanisha's reading. Thank you very much for that. You will be next because you did a Q jump. So yeah, so it could be, Tanisha, that there is something here around doctors, particularly if the issue is funding. So if you've got to pay for healthcare, there could be something here around that. Does that make sense? It could be something here. In terms of the future, we've got positive emotions coming into play. Okay, so this is really good. So these positive emotions, the 6 is talking about community or larger family, and it's talking about things being like a little bit more beneficial, a bit more celebratory. Not always with this card is everything wonderful and hunky-dory. It's a realistic deck, okay? But we are talking about there being these 6 cups here. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. For some reason, my brain read that as 7. I was like, what? But it's talking about these different cups, right? And one's a bucket and spade, one's a waste bin, but they're all holding different aspects of life, okay? Now, what that means is that there is, again, this is your emotional suit. So it feels like there are lots of different vibes coming your way in the near future, lots and lots of contact with a wider group of people. So family, friends, community, that is what this is depicting. But it's a positive card, okay? So if health-wise you've been going through some issues, it looks like you've got positivity coming in your future. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to be poorly, because some of the people, when I got my cancer diagnosis, some of the people that I haven't heard from in bloody ages crept out the woodwork and, oh, I hope you're okay. Hope everything's okay. Oh, let me know how you go. I really miss you, blah, blah, blah. And especially one person who is just a prized twonk, and somebody that is just not a good person. So that, if those, some people will know who I'm talking about, but even they came out the woodwork when I got my cancer diagnosis. So even though that emotion and community and people around you, it's not necessarily means that your health is going to be great. Does that make sense? Hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. Again, can't really do too much health related questions, but if there is something going on, double check with the doctors, push for an appointment, because even if you got to try and pay for it, if you can, even if you got to take that route, because there is definitely something going on. I would read this as ask for a second opinion on whatever it is that you've been going through. Hopefully that helps, my darling. Right then, let me go across. And by the way, Tanisha, it's always lovely, lovely, lovely to see you in a live chat. I hope you're doing really well, my darling. I really do. Tanisha's been here. Tanisha's been here since this video, this channel was a makeup channel. Can you believe it? I used to do makeup on the channel. And in fact, I've set it up now, so it is actually live. Let me just swap this over. On Thursday at 11 a.m., I will be doing a coffee and get ready with me or whatever on the other channel, on the Health and Beauty channel. It's been a while, but I will be doing that over there on Thursday at 11 a.m. Lady V, I've got your donation in, so thank you very much for that. If you don't know, everybody who donates, 10% of any donations we get, that includes the gigs on Fiverr.com, it includes the stuff through the website, beyondauthentic.co.uk, all of that, whatever, if anybody pays anything for anything tarot related, bladder cancer, which is the one of the UK bladder cancer charities, and another 10% goes to Action Bladder Cancer UK, which is the other bladder cancer charity. So we make sure that both those charities get 10% of all donations. Right, let's have a look on the chat. Tanisha, thank you. You really appreciate your reading. No problem at all, my darling. I hope that that helps. I really, really do. Hopefully that makes sense. Lady V, I've got your question. Yay, Lady V is next. So then, dragons, if you want to know how Lady V just suddenly got her question answered, it's because she went and did a QJump over here. So thank you very much, Lady V. Right then, your question: who is coming towards you next in love? Ooh, a little bit of wow, a little bit of jiggy. Right then, we'll ask the dragons. So then, normally we do a 6 or 7 card reading when people QJump. So this feels like it should be a 6. So we'll do a, I tell you what, I did one of these recent. No, that's the wrong one. I meant to get rid of the screen. So whenever I change cameras, I've got a screen that I have to press that gives me the options of the different cameras. And then when I do it, I've got to minimize that screen, and I just forgot and changed the camera again. But anyway, you don't need to know that. Right then, so then, Lady V, you want to know who's coming towards you in love. So we're going to answer that for you. Wispy. Lady V would like to know who is coming towards them in romance, in love. What's coming next in Lady V's love life? That's what we want to know. We want to know what's going to be the jiggy of it all, the hearts and flowers, the boom chicka wow wow. We want to know all of that because we're nosy. So we want to know who's coming, please. Let's give Lady V a little bit of a heads up in the romance department. Right, so we haven't had a card flip. So we're just going to go with your 6 card reading, and we'll do your cut. So then this is your cut. Let me just, there we go. Look, it's dropped about a 2/3 split, standard. So then let's have a look-see. Here we go. So in the, temperance. So this is where you are in romance now. Okay. This is what you need to know. King of Cups. So there is definitely somebody around. Ooh. And this is your opportunity. 10 of Wands, right? Now, this isn't really telling us anything. So this is why we do a second layer. So we go 5 of Cups. The Magician. Interesting. And Ace of Cups reversed. Right. So first of all, my darling, Cups is your emotional suit. So in a 6 card reading, you've got 3 cup cards. So that shows that there is definitely some emotional stuff that is happening in your life. Okay. When we go to the major arcanas, so on the top row, this is like physical. This is emotionally spiritual. Okay. So we're literally looking for who is coming up in your love life. Now, in the first instance, we've got Temperance. Now, when we look at this in terms of trying to see people, I don't tend to read, these days, put it that way, I don't tend to read the reversals as meaning like negative people, because that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for somebody who's coming into your life, right? So, unless there's a red flag. So yeah, I'm just putting the caveat there. So Temperance, right? Temperance normally looks a bit more like this. Quite a standard Temperance card. You've got the angel pouring the liquid, the fluid of life, all of that, the water of life from one vessel into another. It's talking about compromise, a middle way, all of those good things. This Temperance is a little bit different because the angel wings here are ethereal. So they are suggested. They aren't actually visible. This is not an angel. Arguably, it could be somebody with lots of angelic qualities. Okay, so this is the situation that you are in at the moment. So this is your love life. If you sort of think of it that way, this is where you are pretty much at the moment, right? So it feels like, even if we reverse it, it makes not a lot of difference, because we're looking at this situation where you maybe through previous relationships you've had to learn what you want. You've had to learn kind of how to compromise and how to negotiate and all of that, and you've had to learn these lessons. Okay, now temperance, the word, actually is also a really specific word, because to temper something, you heat it, cool it, heat it, cool it, heat it, cool it numerous times. So like a blade, you end up, it becomes stronger. And this, I like this analogy with this card, because by learning these lessons, by mixing between two, by having to compromise, by negotiating, by working things out, you actually learn and you become stronger. Okay, so that's something, bear that in mind, right? So where you are now, I think you're kind of at the point where you are ready to move forward into relationships and into something a bit more long term, because I think you've done a lot of this already and learnt these lessons. In terms of what you need to know, like who's coming, we do have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is somebody who is a charmer, right? You can see there's a reason why this person seems to be sat on a ottoman or a seat at the end of a bed. They've got their shoes off. They're still wearing socks, thank God, because I can't be dealing with feet. But they've got their shoes off, even though it does look like feet. They are actually socks. If I look, there you go. Look, anyone who doesn't like feet, they're socks. And he's taken his crown off. Got a drink, bit of steam. So this is that thing of, oh, come up and see me sometime. Well, it's not. It's that thing of like, you've had a coffee, you've popped round for coffee or for a nightcap, and things are progressing onwards. To me, this feels like a bedroom. Okay, so the King of Cups is a charmer. So this is what you need to know. It feels like there is a charmer coming into your life. Okay, somebody who's got the gift of the gab, very, very, very articulate, very well spoken, and somebody may be in a position of authority because we've got that king energy. Okay, so somebody maybe who owns a business or is a manager, perhaps a manager of yours. If it's somebody you work with, be careful, HR and all that, but it's somebody in kind of like a decent position of authority. In terms of the opportunity, we've got the 10 of Wands. Now, this is an interesting one in a love reading, because Wands is about your sense of security, sense of confidence. You're asking specifically who's coming in. Now, linking this card with the King gives us a really interesting picture, because for me, the 10 of Wands, 10s are overflow. Okay, so a 9 is full. The 10, the Wands become a fire. Okay, 9 of Wands has the Wands still upright. Some are lit, some aren't. But the 10, we've got a bonfire. It kind of spills over. So it could be that this King of Cups, this King of Love, is a little bit overly confident at times. Got the gift of the gab, maybe a little bit up his own backside. But that can be worked on, right? It can be worked on. It's not necessarily saying, or comes across that way. Doesn't mean they are arrogant, but can come across as overly confident. There's sometimes a risk with especially with males. I don't know why, and it's a horrible thing to say, and it's terribly gendered. But generally speaking, with people who see themselves as male and masculine, there is all this toxic, fragile masculinity around the world, right? And it's very easy for people to go, oh, look at me, I'm so confident. And then look at me, I'm the best there is. I'm so confident. And it goes from, yeah, I know what I'm doing, to, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference. This King is like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. This is good. Oh, no, it's okay. I know what I'm doing. Thanks. Cheers. This is, yeah, I know what I'm doing. God, you don't even know it. You know what I mean? It's got a different vibe. Now, in terms of subconscious, in terms of getting a bit more to know about who this person is and what's going on. 5 of Cups. So 5 is normally the mismatched cup card. So you can see we've got there are 5 cups here, right? There are 5 cups. Normally in a tarot deck, sorry, let me just hold it that way. Normally in a tarot deck, you see that 5 have been spilt and all of the liquid spilt. And that's what we've got here, but it's a bit difficult to see. This is a Coke can or a pop can that is rusted, bent and broken. This is a bottle that's been smashed. And this is a mug that's upside down and all the liquid's dropped out. This is the last drop. So these are the 3 cups that are damaged, right? And yet these 2 are still perfectly fine. This one's got a tea bag in it, and this is a glass that's still got water in. And so we've got this emotional element. So it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster going on. Added to that, anytime you see a body of water in a tarot deck, we're talking about emotions. So even though this is the cups and it is the water is the element that cups are associated with, and that connects to our emotional state, it's all depicted on this one card, right? So you've got this flood, so floods of emotions. This is a really emotive issue for you. I think that when we say you've been through stuff in the past, you really, fuck me if you had to go through a lot to get this wisdom and to learn how to do this compromising thing. It feels like you had to learn that lesson the hard way. But this is where you are. And all right, you might have 3 empty cups, but you've still got 2 that are fully upright and ready to go. You know what I mean? You've got a lovely cup of tea on the go and you've got a glass of water. Yes, there is some a bit too much of emotion still going on, and there's a little boat on the water which is a bit rocky, so there's still some emotions to deal with here. But actually, all is not lost. Just because you've had a dodgy time in the past doesn't mean that things are going to move forward that way. Then we look at the Magician, and again this links with the King of Cups. So the person that's likely to be coming into your life at the moment is bringing magician energy, and it's an upright magician. If we needed it to be even more like pronounced, we've got the Magician. The standard magician has the magician with all of the tools in their hand, with a double-ended, that sounds wrong, but with a double-pointed wand, linking as above, so below, and doing all of these connotations. In this card, in this deck, because this deck is a slightly more realistic deck, I know, right? The wand itself becomes ethereal, invisible, but the magician is still creating the world around them using all of their tools. It just happens that the swords is in this bottle, the wands is in this bottle, the cups are in this bottle, and the pentacles are in this one. We've got roses here, or rosemary. I think that's supposed to be rose petals. We've got an Ouroboros symbol here. We've got, so this is the same magician working their magic. Okay, so this is somebody who is very good at controlling, not controlling the world around them, but making the world kind of fit, if you like. It's somebody who is really good at making things happen. So the fact that you've got this coming in with the King energy is really, really positive. This feels like a really, like whoever's coming into your life is somebody that has the wherewithal, the knowledge and the tools and the ability to make life, to certainly change your life forever, right? Potentially just be aware of this potential to come across as arrogant when you first meet them. And then we've got here the Ace of Cups. So they're bringing in this new start. Whoever this magician is going to kickstart this new romantic venture. Okay, so we're looking at this person overall. We've got this element of where you've been, what the King is bringing in with the magician energy underneath. So very, very sure. This is why it's coming across as a little bit arrogant, because they can back up, they talk the talk and they walk the walk. They can back up what they're saying. And then we've got this new element. So there's definitely somebody coming your way, and it feels like it will be a positive romantic step, and it feels like it's going to start a whole new adventure. What happens beyond that is for you to know. Now, I always say I don't tend to get knowledge, or I don't tend to get stuff happening much more than 6 weeks down the line. So you'd be looking at what that would take us to middle of September at the very latest. So it does feel like over the next, no, that's not right, middle of October. So before Halloween, somebody is coming your way. Whether that sticks, whether they stick around for the long term, I've got no idea at this point, but it feels like it's going to be a bit of a game changer for you, my darling. And with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for your donation. Thank you very much for your question. And yeah, I wish you nothing but the very best. And don't forget, as we always say on this channel, please invite us to a wedding if it gets that far, because Patricia's got a wedding hat. I haven't got my wedding hat yet, and I'm desperate to go and buy a wedding hat. I think I'd look great with one of those ladies' day at the races hats. They're like huge wide brim with flowers on it and a veil and, you know, feathers on the back. You name it. If you can stick it on a hat, plastic fruit on it, a water feature, whatever it is, if you can stick it on a hat, that's what I want for a wedding. Okay, so if it gets that far, Lady V, remember to send us an invite. Patricia, we're never going to get invited to a wedding ever with the threat of a great big bloody Carmen Miranda style hat, like something that the RuPaul lot would kick off and go, no, that's far too far. But anyway, right, everybody, I think we've got time for one more reading. Okay, so if you would like a reading, let me just check that nobody else has done what Lady V did and donated at Buy Me a Coffee. Nope, there's no others over there. So then, if you would like a question answered, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. If you would like a question answered, please go ahead and put your questions into the live chat, starting with the word question right now. We've got time for just about one more question. So go ahead and do this right now. Last chance, everybody. Last chance, last reading, last chance saloon. If you've already asked a question, please put it in the chat now again, because we don't go back. Okay, for the very last time tonight, then we are looking at, so I've got the questions here. So scrolly uppy, scrolly downy with the wheel. We are looking at this one. I've opened up another private chat window. Right, hang on, close that down. Right then, the scrolly, this one. Is anything, why is nothing coming up on screen? I'm not doing very well with this today, am I? Right, here we go. Floaty. Is that a question? Yes. Shirley Medor. Let me see. Shirley Medor. Question, can you please tell me what are the Leo's current feelings, thoughts and intentions towards you and their next actions? That's a lot to ask for a 3-card reading, Shirley. Can you please tell me what are Al's current feelings, thoughts and intentions towards you and the next actions? I can't do all of that with a 3-card. I can do the same sort of what their intentions are, where you are. Hang on. Where you are, what you need to know, and the opportunity. That's about as close as we can get to all of that. So then, right, that's what we'll do. Hang on, let me take the banner off. That is it, everybody. Unfortunately, that's the last reading tonight. We finish at 9 o'clock. Don't forget, though, we will be back. Oh, I've lost the bloody question now. No, it's not. It's in blue. Fabulous. What was I doing? Oh, I'm doing a reading. My mind farted. I had a mind fart. Right, a brain fart. There we go. Don't forget, we are back at 9 p.m. No, 7 p.m. Oh, professional YouTuber. Don't forget, we're back at 7 p.m. UK time. Oh. Hang on. This is not going well. We had a card flip immediately. Thank you, Wispy. Wispy is not messing around. We are back at 7 p.m. UK time on Sunday. So we do tarot readings every Tuesday and Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. UK time. We go for 2 hours. We like to finish around 9 p.m. Hopefully we're not going to go too over tonight. Sorry, mods, it's me getting my brain twisted. Is that going to fall, or are we going? There are 3 cards there in the middle. Right, they did fall, but they had to get shaken. So, Shirley, these cards are not certain, okay? They're not certain, but we've got the Hermit. So, the Hermit. What are Leo's currently, what are all the Leo's current feelings towards you? So, we've got the Hermit. The Hermit is a card that normally looks, in fact, looks very similar to that one, but normally looks like this. So, you see the old person in the cave with the lantern. The lantern is looking for knowledge, looking for answers. For me, the Hermit is very much linked into our future selves and our past selves, looking at the knowledge that we need to live our best lives, basically. So we've got the where you are now, what you need to know, oh God, Knight energy, and the opportunity, Cup energy. So that's not bad. Right. So El the Leo, what are his current feelings towards you? I think he's a bit shy, to be honest, because we've got Hermit. I think he's more of a... I think, judging by this, that... Oh, how can I put it? I think fundamentally, he's more of... He's not overly confident around people, okay? So, this is reversed. So, he may well be masking that very well. I am somebody, believe it or not, and Patricia in the chat can tell you, and in fact, so can Renata, because she knows me in real life as well. But I am somebody who is very, very, very shy. Genuinely, very, very, very shy. I struggle in public. I struggle around groups. I really, really struggle. I can do it if I'm in a role, okay? So I used to sell loads of stuff at Pride events when we had a charity, and we were fundraising for the groups. I could do that because I was there as a chairperson. I did a tarot event recently, a live event, and I could do that because I was there as a tarot reader. So as long as I've got a reason for being around people, I can do it. Just hanging around, folks, my brain goes out. I don't know what to say to people. And that's the vibe I'm getting from this Hermit card, okay? So it may appear on the surface really quite confident, but actually in private, a little bit reserved. We've got where you are now, Knight of Pentacles. So Pentacles is about work, career, finances, but also is connected to the material things and that earth energy. But this is reversed. So this Knight is teenage energy, rebellious energy. So there is something going on around this person. I don't know whether they're I don't know whether they're overspending or being a little bit not really caring as much as they could be, not being as aware of finances as they could be. There's something going on with that financial element, or it could be the amount of work that they have to put in to be with you. Does that make sense? If it's something that, you know, they live quite a far away and they want to hang out with you, but it's quite a difficult thing to do, then maybe they're not putting in the effort that they should. In the what you need to know, we've got, again, teenage energy. So overall, this is somebody who is acts first, thinks later. I don't know who just said that. It sounds like a typical man, but does sound like somebody who acts first and thinks later. And this is something that Swords is the trouble and strife energy, the challenge energy, the obstacle energy. They are bringing this with them. You can see on the card, look, this person is cycling at full pelt with a bloody drawn sword. Who the hell does that? Who does that? It's a risk taker. It's somebody who acts first, thinks later, and doesn't necessarily think about the repercussions of their actions. But even if you went, look, if you cycle on your bike at full pelt down that hill with a sword, you're going to cut your own head off. Well, I'm probably not. Well, it's fine. Well, I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And then off goes their head. You know what I mean? But the opportunity here is actually quite interesting because there is an opportunity to move forward in a romantic situation because we've got cups. Now, this could be indicative of children. So bear that in mind. Doesn't necessarily mean you can have kids together. It could be they've already got kids. Could be there are kids already in the picture. Could be. But it does, the opportunity is here to move forward romantically. Now, you will have to deal with this Knight of Swords and Knight of Pentacles energy, this sort of teenage energy. So there's a lot of, I think there is some insecurities here, and I think there's also some, maybe a bit of learning on Elder Leo's fronts. You're asking what their intentions are towards you. I do think it's almost like they want to say something if they're interested, but they're a little bit shy and a little bit reticent to say it. Maybe they don't know how to say things in the best possible way. Maybe they're worried they're going to say the wrong thing and offend. My advice would be, such as it is, right? And again, you make all your own decisions about your own life. My advice would be that maybe a good way of tackling this would be to say something like, you know what? I haven't been out on a date in ages. If the right person asked me, I would probably say yes, you know. But again, I haven't been asked out for such a long time. I'd love to just go out on a nice date with someone that, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be a big deal, but just going out for coffee with someone and spending some time with someone, that would be lovely. Just drop that in there. Drop that in the conversation. What are they going to do? They can pick up the hint and go, oh, that was a hint. Or they can go, no, oh, no, definitely not. Do you know what I mean? There are ways to do it. That would be my advice. Drop a big enough hint. And basically what you're saying is, look, if you ask me out, I'm going to say yes, right? Just putting it out there. If you ever ask me out, I'm going to say yes. So if you want to ask me out, you know what my answer is going to be. And then they'll say, do you want to go out for dinner on Friday? And you'll go, oh, no, sorry, I can't, because I'm at my friend's wedding or something, or because I'm in Spain. You know what I mean? And you'll break their heart. But you get my drift. Anyway, hopefully that helps, my darling. Hopefully that helps. So then that is it, everybody. We have done, I don't know how many readings we've done tonight. We've done a bucket load. But thank you ever so much, everybody, for tonight, for being here tonight. Let's have a look in the chat. You're the same. Yeah, I know. Mapri, this was a free reading. Most of the readings we do on this channel are free. But if you wanted a reading, you can put your, basically the way we do it is you throw your hat in, if you like, you chance it. It's a risk. We get people to put the question in the live chat, and then I pick one at random, and we do that each round as we go through the evening. People can QJump, which guarantees their reading. I'm just putting these cards away. Oh, I need to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I just clicked off the... Sorry, that was supposed to be muted. I do apologize. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. But yeah, most of the readings on this channel are free. Oh, hang on. Oh, what is causing that? I don't know what's causing that, but I think I need to leave. That's my cue to go. We're 4 minutes over time. Sorry, mods. But yeah, that's how it works. Oh, look, Renata said that. What's that? Yesterday, Lisa gives free readings, though she only does as many as we can throughout the night, and they are grouped after each reading. Lisa, yeah, thank you very much, Renata, for popping that in. Oh, hang on, Shirley's commented. He was touching my arms yesterday and checking me out. He seemed down, and you were trying to cheer him up. Oh, it does sound like there's something there. He's been friends. Oh, you've been friends for a few years. You really like him, and he does seem a little shy. Oh, my darling, that would be my advice then. Just chuck it in the conversation. Do you know what? It's been ages since I've gone out on a date. I would love to go out on a date, even if it's not a big expensive thing, even if it's just having a sandwich at lunchtime. You know, it would be nice to just sit in a park with someone, have a lovely sandwich, but for it to be a date, you know, that would be really nice. Do that. Try that. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much, everybody. I hope that has helped for those of you that got readings. If you didn't get a reading, we are back on Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. The full details are down in the description box. That's also the place to go if you would like to support my friend Ed, who is raising money for a wonderful charity. I'm going to do full details about that on Sunday as well, but the details are down in the description box and on the pinned link. There should be a pinned link on the channel. But that is all for me today, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the members. And as always, thank you to you for watching. We end the same way every single time. Stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.